Hey everybody, this is Michael Silvas. I hope everybody had a good Saturday night, the early Sunday morning. Remember to move your clocks up forward tonight. Remember, we jump up forward because the time change happens tonight. So make sure you do that. And I want to let you know that Easter's coming up this month. It's so important to focus on Easter because of what Christ has done for us and what he can do for you, and what he does continually do to those who honestly seek after him. Now, I have a story I want to share with you about a person that where people got involved with something they had no business getting involved in. But they thought it was their point to make it a point to do this. All right, so 3 neighbors in the building where people live got involved in a situation that really had nothing to do with them. And they were out there in the parking lot laughing. One person says, well, this person thinks I'm seeing the kids and I'm saying stuff about the kids, and I don't really have anything to do with the kids. Ha, 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 ha. And it's saying, well, he's saying this stuff, and I think this person's obsessed with the daughter, and I think, he wants to be with her and the age and everything, and ha, 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 ha. And of course, it wasn't even all that. It just got all blown out of proportion, And of course, they're out there laughing like a bunch of ghettofied pigeons. Just out there just stirring up, making a whole lot of noise. I'm sure everybody heard it because it's bouncing off the buildings and all. Barbara and all the Barbara Poe and the other Barbara and Miriam, they're all out there just going to town. And of course, Sean was out there with 2 of the kids, and they said, well, thanks a lot, Aunt Miriam, for your help and for helping us. And I think somebody needs to talk to him. I think, someone really needs to talk to him. So, and that's all I heard, and then I shut the door, but that's what I heard tonight. So what happened was, let's back up. 3 weeks ago, Barbara Poe came downstairs when all the ladies were out there in the hallway conversing and said, well, I think Michael's obsessed with this girl, and because of her age and all, and don't you all think he's like that? I think we need to go all together over there and talk to these people, the parents, and talk to these people, because he's really obsessing over this girl. And so that's what they did. And then she told this elaborate story. Miriam told this story, about her son getting lost in the airport when he was 5 years old. And then, the other Barbara goes, well, I'll talk to you later to Kathy. And that's what all that was about. And what they were trying to do is trying to coerce her and get information out of her instead of coming to you. Coming to the neighbor, coming to me. They went and talked to other people in Rumor Central. And all Kathy said, well, Michael is really fond of this girl and really fond of the boys because he simply loves them and he misses them because he hadn't seen them. And they went and took it like he was obsessing over the person. Like he was obsessing, and he was not obsessing. But they took it to that level because that's where their mind is at. And that's all they're thinking about. They're outside the person's door, recording with the recording devices. They're outside listening outside the door. This has been going on for years. For years. And both barbers are in on it. Because when I've opened the door, I saw her running over to her door, coming up the back way, and she hardly ever comes up the back way, the other barber in the front. But, she's been doing that more often lately. And I've got it all on camera on Natty Cam Central. And I've got Barbara out there messing with my doorknob. Or like when she had the kids over there, they were messing with my doorknob. And I've got Barbara messing with it. She was out there last night coughing. And I said, well, you better get inside. You weren't inside listening and nosing. You wouldn't have to be outside, coughing. Because you wouldn't be getting cold because of your emphysema cough because you smoke like a train. You wouldn't be out there. See, because nosy bodies, that's why you're getting sick. Because you're nosing about things where you don't belong. See, and a lot of these nosy women love to be reporters, even though they don't get paid for it. And they do that because they have nothing else to do, because they're old and they just don't have a life. And some people act like they're your friend and say, oh, well, I don't do that. I heard about this stuff, but I don't do that. But they end up doing the same thing down below you. And, it's like all these women, these three women are all in collusion with each other. Now, I don't really know the full story what happened with Miriam, but I'm sure I'll find out. Because I know, she spoke on my behalf before when the other landlord was here, because all the scrutiny was going on. And, a lot of women are very gullible. They'll go along in crowds and just go along and not really think. They kind of going on emotions. They don't really think at first. They just go on hormones and emotions. So they just kind of go and follow in with the pack, without really thinking about it. So, a lot of times that happens. But what I'm trying to tell you, through the scope of things, even though we have rumors going on, we believe what we want to hear, because that's where our mind has been conditioned, because we've been stimulated by through the media and through the internet. And then we often want to say, well, because somebody's different than us, we want to go after that person because we think they're that way, because they're a 40-year-old man, they're single, and they have kids underage in their apartment, so therefore they're a bad person and they can't be around kids. Because of that fact, because they're single and they're not married and they have kids in their apartment. Seeing a lot of people, and then they get with the family of the mother who's, already paranoid and already worried and scared to death of her shadow and everything else, and they get talking with her, and then they get talking with this other lady, and the neighbor across the hallway, she's the same way, and so they end up feeding off of each other like throwing lighter fluid on a flame. You know what happens when you throw lighter fluid on a flame? Well, it's kind of like what these two ladies are like. Two hens going at it, like a batchie out of water. And they're all just entertaining each other. And Barbara's telling her lies and saying all kinds of things. And, and Sean's just licking it up like it's all true. And she's just doing that because she just wants to take her side and go right over to it, man. And believe everything this woman says, even though it's all lies. And that's what Sean did. So then all this stuff happened, all because she went and opened up her big fat mouth to Barbara Poe, and that's why all this stuff went out. Okay? And then as a result of that, that's how these other people got involved, because Barbara Poe went down there and talked to them and brought them in thinking she could get some allies to try to bolster her story. But of course, I don't know what effect that had, which I'm kind of interested to see what happens with that. But I don't think it really went the way she thought it was going to go. But at any rate, that's what she did tonight. Because she's got their number, she knows where they live, and they all went over there and took a field trip and had a ball, and went right in there and had their little conversation. And really went down and got into it, thinking they were going to get something and get the beans spelt, man. They got all the information and they just know it all. But of course, that's not what happened. But that's probably what they thought, because they thought they really had something, but they don't have anything. See? So that's what I'm saying. That's what their objective was this evening. Okay? But of course, that wasn't true. None of it was true. It's just like all the stuff that got on that tape recording illegally outside my door wasn't true either. It's the same thing. It's just like all the things when they stand outside my door, outside my private residence, it's a felony. I could say anything in here. I could be talking about a bearded lady. I could be talking about anything in here. That doesn't mean it's true or anything, because it wasn't true, because they made it up. They hear bits and pieces of it and they run with it like it's a paper. It's like they're scratching an itch. And they just got to keep scratching that itch until it gets infected, until it gets all crazy. Because some women, they do this because they don't got nothing else to do. See? And, I helped the lady out downstairs. I saved her life. And, like I said, the verdict ain't out on Miriam Tate yet. But what I'm saying is I don't know what she did by going over with these people. I guess she got gullible and she really believed in, I guess Barbara's so manipulative, and I guess she believed the spiel and she wanted to go along. So I don't know what she did there. Maybe she was just going to find out the truth. I don't know. I don't know if Miriam spoke up for you. I don't know. I don't have a wind to swim on. Because this lady's been messing with me for 7 years. Miriam's only been here for 2 years. I've been living with this woman across the hallways who's been harassing me for about 7 or 8 years now. So, and it's the same crap all the time. And so, that's what I'm saying. I've been dealing with this a long time. And me, I'm not going to make a big scene about it, but everything that happens from now on is going to be changing in a major way with these ladies. I'm not going to be mean to them. I'm not mean to anybody. But I'm not going to be as helpful or be as open with things I say, because I don't know if they're going to construe it or not. I don't know if they're going to go back and call Sean or not. I don't know if they're going to stir up stuff. I don't know what they're going to do, so I'm not going to tell them nothing, because they're going to take it to the next level where it don't need to go. Because, you can say you love a child. You can say you miss them. You can say you want to be with them. That does not mean you're obsessing over them, okay? And, like I said, just because you watch a little bit of feel-good show and you watch a little bit of other counseling shows does not make you an expert. And, I don't care if you're a nurse. That does not make you an expert. Because I'm going to tell you, you're way wrong on this, Miriam, what you did tonight. You're way out of line. Because you had no business getting in it. It upset me. It hurt me. I thought you were my friend. Why would you do this to me? I'm helping you out. I saved your life. I don't know what happened there. Why would you even believe the crazy, sadistic woman that lives across from me in the hallway here? Why? Is it because y'all women, you just got to put your nose where it don't belong? You just got to do it? Just because it's something to do? I don't know. But it just makes you wonder. I wonder, ooh, why women are the way they are. Yeah, I wonder myself. But, women cause a lot of extra trouble, even when there's no trouble to be caused. They love to dig holes and make shafts, don't they? Because they just can't leave things alone. Just like Barbara can't leave things alone. I've got harassment charges getting ready to go out. Especially on Barbara Poe. Because I know she talked to these people that got them all conspired and got them all in this to do this tonight. See, it wasn't even true. But they went over there. They had to go over there and talk to them. They had to go over there. They had to do all this. And it was wrong. They had no business doing this. Sean never talked to that lady. This would have never happened. So really the one who's really at fault here is Sean Scheels, the mother. Because she ran her mouth to her and talked to Barbara. And that's why all this stuff happened tonight. Because you tell somebody something like Barbara, she can't leave it alone. She'll keep bringing it up, keep talking about it, think she's going to get something. And thinks there's something there. And keep on itching and itching and itching, see? And that's what these women did tonight. Because they're itching it, and it's not their business. But they feel like they got to make it their business. I don't understand why, for the love of God, it's that way. But all women think they're reporters. And by nature, that's what they like to do, report. So, hopefully, people will just stay out of my business. I don't get into their business. I don't go and publish their business everywhere. Maybe I should get in their business. Maybe I should get into Miriam's business, and maybe I should be like that and go question everybody. Maybe I should go talk to her family. Maybe I should do that with Barbara, too, and Barbara Poe, too. I should talk to her family and find out things about her past and talk about it with other people outside of here. Maybe I should do that. Because that's what we do, right? But anyway, like I said, everybody's scared. Everybody's stimulated. Everybody got this pedophile thing going on, and everybody's just going nuts around here because they're all pedophile charged, and they just got all these crazy ideas in their head, And there's nothing crazy or nothing going on. Everybody just went really crazy tonight, and they just need to take their medicine and just relax and just leave it alone, like I asked. Like I told Barbara in the front, like I told Miriam, leave it alone. And that's what I said. Okay? And she told me she would leave it alone. She wouldn't have nothing to do with her being involved with it, but she lied because she got involved with it. See? I didn't appreciate that. So, the thing is, like I'm saying, I never had neighbors like this to be so scrutinizing, to be in my business when it's not even their concern in the beginning then anyway, and it's none of their concern, to make it their business. I don't understand people like this. Why they did this, I have no idea. But I tell you what, it wasn't Christ-like. And it really wasn't their business to do it anyway. Why, when someone asks you something, why can't you just do it? Why? For the love of God. I don't care what gender you are. If someone says leave it alone, there's a reason for it. It's not helping when you get involved with something. Especially when you collusion with the enemy, Barbara Poe, who pokes her nose in things where it don't belong. That's what I'm saying. Don't get involved with these people because they're trouble. They just want to stir up drama. They're drama queens and they just want attention. They love the spotlight. They love the gossip. They want to talk. And that's why they keep bringing things up over and over again. It's an itch that just won't stop scratching. You see? And I think what's going to happen is we're going to have to bring charges and bring her into court and put her in jail. I think it's the only thing that Barbara Poe is going to understand. Because she doesn't understand to leave it alone. It's probably what's going to happen. It's going to have to essentially happen here. Okay, because that's the only thing she understands is bars and handcuffs. Okay, because that's where it's heading. Drastically tonight, that's where it's heading. So like I said, I don't know what caused all this. Why they had to come up with this scheme. These three ladies had to come up with this little scheme tonight. But I knew something was funny because they were down there whispering 3 weeks ago. And they're acting like they weren't going to talk to me. And, But one good thing I heard Miriam say, I'm not saying that about you. I said, yeah, I know. But the way you're talking about stuff, it must be something brought it on because women don't talk about stuff like that just to talk about it unless somebody said something to them. So I knew something went on in that conversation, before I got out there. That's how come I knew. That Barbara Poe must have went down there and said something to him. See? And they kind of just put it all together. And then I went back and played the tape, and I heard it. The camera out there got it all. Everything. The audio came in loud and clear. So, we got Barbara Poe on there. We got the other Barbara on there. And we got Miriam on there talking about me. We got her on there saying that stuff. Pumping Kathy for information. Kathy didn't do anything wrong. However, I'm not sure about what Miriam's motive was to go in with this collusion effort tonight. But I guess we'll find that out as the chips fall where they may. This is Michael DeSilvis reporting on the craziness in this neighborhood. When you live in the ghetto, people act like the ghetto. And this is how people are in the ghetto. They're nosy and everything else except worrying about their own life, which is where they really need to worry instead of worrying about everything else where it don't concern them. So Michael DeSilvis, if you have this problem, I hope this helps you be aware. Because people will make things out of things more than what they really are. And people just don't stay out of it or don't concern yourself of it. They don't take that as, they don't listen. But I hope this helps you to wake up to see how people really are. Their characters really speak volumes. It's Michael DeSilvis for In the News.